So the weather is starting to warm up, which means it's time to put away the winter fragrances, time to bring out the fresh blue, green, aquatic fragrances. So today I got 4 cheap ones. I think my most expensive one on this list is gonna be like 45 bucks, and the rest are gonna be cheaper. And yeah, if you're into content like this, drop a like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. So number one on the list is gonna be Acqua Essenziale Blue by Ferragamo. So this one I highly recommend to a if you're grown. Like I would say if you're like 25 years and older and you're a grown man and you want to smell like a grown man, but you want something that's fresh and blue and aquatic, I would highly recommend this. This is the reason it smells more mature, I believe, is because it has a base of tonka, which is pretty unique in a blue fragrance. You don't really see that much, but it really gives it a more, in my opinion, a more blue, or not blue, a more mature feel. It's still got that freshness to it, that youthfulness of the blue and the aquaticness, but that tonka really sets it apart from other typical blue fragrances. And this one's also, it's only like 30 bucks. It's a pretty nice performer. It's going to last. I think I got about 6 hours out of it on my skin the last time I wore it. And yeah, I mean, overall, great fragrance by Ferragamo. Probably one of my favorite Ferragamo fragrances I smelled. So I'd highly recommend that one if you are, you want to smell more mature, more grown, but it doesn't smell like an old man. It just gives a little more mature grown man feel. So highly recommend it if you are, you know, over the age of 25, I would say. You could certainly pull it off if you were younger, but I would just not recommend it to like a high school or something like that. Number two on the list is going to be a clone fragrance. It's going to be Aether Straight by French Avenue. So this one's going to be cloning Parfums de Marly's Greenley. And for springtime, this is like the number one I'd recommend to wear. If you want something to wear when it's spring, it's starting to warm up, all the nature's coming back alive. You want something that kind of gives that vibe, this is it. If you're not familiar with the smell of Greenley, it's going to be you get that. It's got a nice bright apple on the top, and under it is going to be notes of oak moss. And that's really going to give the kind of that woody, foresty feel, but still with the fruity top. So it smells like nature in a synthetic way is the best way I can put it. Almost like if you had a nature smelling shampoo or something like that. That's how a lot of other people have compared the scent of Greenley. And this is really close to Greenley, actually. It's not perfect. It's not going to perfectly capture it. With Greenley, you have such high quality, ingredients in it, chemicals and whatnot that, for $35, it can be hard to replicate a, $300 fragrance, but it captures the DNA of it very well. It's just, this one's going to smell a little cheaper in a way, but not in a bad way. It still smells like a nice, expensive fragrance. It's just, if you compare the two, you can smell, I think, the higher quality in Greenley, but other than that, it really captures the smell and the DNA of it. And it's also a pretty good performer. You're gonna be looking at about six hours of performance, I would say, out of it, and then it kind of fades to a skin tint after that. But for 35 bucks, can't really expect better. So that's gonna be Aether Straight by French Avenue. Next on the list, from the house of Okcha, is gonna be Okcha Sorcery. So Okcha, mainly a clone house, I believe, but this one is not a clone, at least to my knowledge. This is an original, and this smells super unique. This smells like you went to the ocean and you went to the beach and you went up to the ocean and you bottled up the sea and turned it into a cologne. It's got top notes of salt and ozonic, and that is really what you get in this. It's salty fragrance, and it's really the only truly salty fragrance I've smelled, and it does it really well. Like it, and it's not only salt that you smell, but it really smells like the breeze off of the ocean is like the best way I can put this. And in a great way, almost like really just a beachy vibe. This is a great fragrance if you want to give that vibe. You could wear this in the hottest of hot, in the dead heat. I would put this on. Like I said, it's not a clone of anything. It's an original. I've never heard anybody ever talk about it on the internet. I quite frankly was just on Okcha's website and was reading random reviews of their random originals. And this one had some good reviews, so I picked it up. And yeah, it also just randomly has like the best atomizer out of any fragrance I own, which is incredibly random, but like $30, I think. And if you want something that smells a little different, if a salty fragrance sounds good to you, then this would be perfect. Sorcery by Okja will be perfect for you. And last but not least, Al Haramain Amber Oud Aqua Dubai. So this is a clone of LV's Imagination, and I've had this fragrance for I think about a month and a half now, and the more I've used it, the more I've really grown to like it. You know, it is just, the best way to put this is a luxurious soap. It smells like an expensive masculine bar soap. If that sounds good to you, you want to if you want to smell like you just got out of the shower, then this is perfect. You're going to smell really clean, really fresh, and quite frankly, it's one of the best performing fragrances I own. This stuff lasts 9-10 hours. I'm getting at a performance on this, so it's really, for a blue fragrance, you can't ask for any more. And like I said, it's just a luxurious masculine bar soap, a little bit of citrus in there, but super soapy, super clean, really good smell. Smells really good. The more I've used it, the more I'm going to like it. I get all the hype with the, imagination DNA and all that, and this is a great alternative. I think this is the most expensive on the list, like $45. That price will come down. It's just really hyped up right now, but $45 right now, I'd rebuy it. I'd recommend somebody to buy it. It's a pretty safe blind buy too. If you want to smell clean, very safe. So anyways, it's going to be it from me. If you enjoyed, drop a like, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one.